viewers to the Dietitian channel, the channel where we educate you, motivate you, and encourage you to control diabetes and probably reverse it. This is the place where you find hope. I am your host, Wanjiko Domo. Dear viewers, today we are very privileged to have gone to the US. Or do I say that the US has come to us? Today we are privileged to have a lady called Rosemary. Rosemary, welcome to the Dietitian channel.
Thank you so much. I am so happy and excited to be here with you.
Rosemary, our viewers are so glad to see you. They would like to know a little more about yourself.
Okay, my name is Rosemary Washira, and I am a registered dietitian. I'm also a diabetes care specialist, and I'm based in the state of Maryland. So I'm visiting Kenya, and I'm so happy to be here with you.
Thank you, Rosemary. You know, dear viewers, I tell you I read a lot of books. And Rosemary is a writer. Wherever the writers are, I have to be. Rosemary has written a book. Rosemary, can you tell us about your book?
Yes, definitely. I have written a book called Nutrition and Health, and I'm holding a copy right now. And it has the titles of Fighting Diabetes, Fighting Cancer and Heart Diseases, all the chronic illnesses that are really prevalent in our country, Kenya. And it also has menus on weight loss for those who are interested in losing weight.
So Rosemary, why did you really decide to write a book?
I decided to write a book because I have seen how the chronic diseases have affected the people in our country and also those in the diaspora. So I wrote mostly because of diabetes and cancer, which are the major ones. We are always hearing people going for dialysis or hearing people going from Kenya to India for treatment of cancer. And some of these chronic diseases can be prevented through lifestyle, healthy lifestyle. So I wrote that and I included that in the book.
Very good. When you talk about diaspora, exactly what are you talking about? You know, those stories.
Yeah. Diaspora are people who are not living in Kenya. They are originally from Africa, but they live in Western countries or Middle East or any of those countries where you tend to eat maybe what the other people are eating in those countries. And sometimes it affects your health.
Very good. When I looked at your book, I saw that you have written about diabetes.
Yes.
And diabetes is what I'm really interested about. So why did you decide to write about diabetes?
I wrote about diabetes because I've seen the effects. I do have family members who are diabetic, and I asked them this question. When you came from the hospital, what did the doctor tell you to do? And all they said was, oh, they gave me medicine. That's it. So I wanted to know more of what they eat, and they did not have any structured plan of how to eat when you're diagnosed with diabetes. And I thought putting it in writing would help people, not just my family, but it would help everybody else to see what they can eat in order to reverse the diabetes, not just taking medication, but also food.
So what really is diabetes?
I would say diabetes is a sugar that is high or elevated and constantly stays high. So elevated blood sugar above normal. And that is what we call diabetes.
Yes, and our viewers are wondering, what's normal?
So we have a normal range where you don't have any side effects. When you have high blood sugar or diabetes, you start having symptoms where you feel like you're very tired, you're very weak, fatigued, you're always hungry even though you just ate. And sometimes you're always running to the bathroom for short calls, constantly, 1 hour, not even 1 hour. You're thirsty, at the same time you're going to the toilet for short calls, and those are symptoms of high sugar. So when you have normal sugar, you don't have any of those symptoms. And I have discussed more about those symptoms in the book.
But you know, here in Kenya, we are very privileged. Mm-hmm. All we need to do when we know we have diabetes is to be given medicine, and we take, and we are so happy, we are comfortable. So why should we worry about other things?
Yeah, I don't think you should be that comfortable. no matter what country it is. Whenever you're diagnosed with diabetes, there's a need for diet to be changed, and there's a need for you to look at what foods will help reverse that diabetes or reverse the blood sugar. Because if you don't, and you keep taking medications, sometimes you could end up with other health issues that come from that sugar being always high.
So you want to tell me that when I'm diagnosed with diabetes, I have to stop eating my chapatis, and the way they're sweet. I stop eating my gouache, or do you call them sweet potatoes? So really, what are you telling me? When you say that I need to change my diet, what exactly do I need to change?
I would say you need to start drinking water and not drinking any sweet things like soda or juice. Even though juice is 100%, it's also high in sugar. So you want to limit juice drinks, anything that comes with a picture of a fruit but is not really juice. You need to limit that. You need to limit total amount of carbohydrates that you're eating. For example, you limit the amount of chapatis, the amount of rice, and the type of foods that you're eating. It should be whole grains. And of course, eat a lot more vegetables and beans.
But you see, Rosemary, I'm wondering, were you ever raised in Kenya?
Oh yeah.
And do you know how nice carbohydrates we have?
Yes.
And you're telling us not to eat them. How? I mean, how can we survive without mokimo?
Yeah.
How can we survive without our rice? Where we are to take our rice, buana? And you know, we really enjoy those foods.
Yeah.
Is it really possible to do without eating those foods?
I get it. I do understand. You cannot really not eat some of those foods, but you have to eat them in very small portions. And by small portions, I mean like a handful. You know, not a lot. Not the whole half a plate of ugali or half a plate of chapos and mokimos. So you want to limit those carbohydrates. And especially you want to eliminate drinking anything sweet. I've actually made a table that shows you what carbohydrate foods are and how to limit them. And non-carbohydrate foods are in the book. So it's easier just to compare and look and even see the plate in the book of how you can plan your meals ahead of time so that you don't ever feel hungry. You're not going to be on a diet. You're just going to be eating healthy. And that's it.
So what really you are telling me is that if I read this book, I will get substitutes for my carbohydrates.
Yes, you
For
will.
example, if I have to eat sweet potatoes in the morning, then what will I take in the morning?
Sweet potatoes are not, that is the portion control part and what you're combining them with. So you can eat whole grain like millet or sorghum instead of the sweet potatoes, and it will still help control the blood sugar.
And what will I eat for lunch?
So for lunch, you want to plan. Every time you go food shopping, you come home with the foods that you want to eat for the week.
Yes.
So that when you cook your dinner, you can also make that your lunch.
Yes.
Then the food have to include vegetables, a lot of cabbages, a lot of kale, sukuma, all those kind of things, managu, any kind of vegetable that you have.
You have forgotten terere since you went to the
Terere
US.
and haggis are included. Yes.
So we
Yeah,
want
I'm
you to
trying.
eat terere, managu.
Yes.
Did you ever eat mureda?
Yes, I did, and it's one of them. It should be included.
It is here. Ah, that is very nice.
Yes.
So in America, do they know mureda?
No, but they have
And
similar.
garema?
No, not really. They don't have those, but they have similar vegetables that are very close
Okay.
to what we have here.
Okay.
They do have sukuma though.
Oh, they have sukuma wiki.
Kale and collard greens.
Oh,
Yes.
that's lovely. And so, are we going to eat supper or we shall sleep early?
We still have to eat all 3 meals. It's a good idea
Yes.
to eat breakfast, a healthy lunch, and
Yeah.
a healthy dinner.
Okay.
And be careful with the portions of fruit,
Yes.
because I know we are raised saying fruit is very good for you,
Yes.
but if you have diabetes, fruit is high sugar.
Yes.
So you limit the amount that you eat per day.
Okay.
Yes.
So in that case, what are we going to eat for supper?
So supper, we can eat something like greens with beans, the good beans, nice high fiber beans,
Okay.
like jahe or lentils,
Okay.
and a very small amount of brown ugali.
Very good. Now, as you've talked, I've realized that there's some things that maybe we are not so used to eating in Kenya that maybe we can introduce to our diet. But the question is, why should we really bother introducing these foods? Why is it really necessary for us to eat these foods? Is it really necessary for us to control our sugars? Why don't we just get medicine? And it's easier when we are just taking medicine and you do your things.
Yeah, medicine by itself, it helps, but you need to add that.
Yes.
Because what you want to do is make sure you reverse the sugar as quickly as you can. Because when the sugar remains high, and it can be high even when you're on medicine, based on what you eat or drink. And the side effects of having sugar that is always high is very bad, because that's how we damage our kidneys. And or you can damage your eyes. The blood vessels in the eyes are very small, and being loaded with sugar, you start having a blurry vision when you can't see well. Kidneys get affected, so you end up maybe even going to dialysis, which is another big expense. So to prevent that, it's good to watch what you're eating.
But Rosemary, there's something that is very contradictory. You are telling me that I have 5 medications I am taking, and when I'm taking these medications very, very faithfully, that I can lose my eyes, and I'm so faithful to my drugs. You're telling me that I'm so faithful to my drugs and I can lose my kidneys. How? How does it really happen?
Because sometimes people just depend on medication and continue eating poorly, which makes the sugar keep going up. So to prevent the sugar from going up, even when you're on medication, plan a healthy meal. And that will start reversing the sugar to where you don't even need so many medications.
Wow.
Which is beneficial.
Now, is there a remote possibility that actually then I can work with diet without medication? Is it really possible?
It is possible and it's doable, but there's always one person that may not be able to benefit that way because their sugar is so high that it needs both medication and the healthy diet. Once you bring it down to a lower number, then you can start reducing your medication. But if your blood sugar is extremely high, you might need to even take insulin for a few months, bring it down, go to oral medications, have you take by mouth, and then keep bringing it down until you have reversed it to healthy level.
And I'm just wondering, is this story for Kenya or is it for America?
It's for both. It's actually for both. The same thing.
Americans get diabetes?
A lot. They get diabetes, and we talk about the same thing. They stop eating candies and ice cream, and they stop eating cookies, and their blood sugar starts to reverse, and soda. They stop drinking all those things, and they work on the medication part, and then they bring it down to where they don't need so much medication.
Wow. It's so nice to have you here in Diabetes Hope Channel, and especially to know that if you get an opportunity to come to America, you can get somebody to house us.
You're welcome. Very much welcome. We can talk more about diabetes even there.
That is so good. Thank you so much for getting time to be with us and for this particular interview. I am sure our viewers will be very, very happy. We imagine that we are only the people who get diabetes because we are here in Africa. If Americans also get diabetes, then we need to be careful of us. Dear viewers, as you can see, Rosemary has come with her book. And the books will be available. Rosemary, can you tell us where we can get your book? Because we really, really need to read this book. It looks very lovely. I've scanned it through. Tonight I'm not sleeping until I finish it.
Yes, it's going to be available online. It's on Amazon. For those who are online, whether you're in Kenya or US, it's available online. And it's also going to be available here in Kenya. But you'll have to contact the diabetes team and they will let you know, or email them, and they will let you know where to get the copy.
Rosemary is going to leave us a number of copies of these books. So if you need the book, kindly write to us, diabeteshopechannel@gmail.com, and we shall see how the book can reach you. So Rosemary, how much are we going to pay for this book? What is the damage, as we say in Kenya?
The book is actually only 1,000 shillings.
Wow.
And that's the same thing online. So if you're buying it in the US or buying it outside Kenya, you get it for $10 online.
Thank you, Rosemary. These are only how many kilos of meat? 2 in Nairobi.
Yes.
So I think this is very, very affordable. And let me tell you, viewers, information is power. Do you have an idea how many medicines that diabetics take? Only for 1,000 bob, and you reverse your diabetes.
That's right.
And Rosemary, when you go to America, greet them.
I will greet everybody and tell them how we are preventing diabetes in Kenya
Yes,
as well.
tell them we love them very
Yeah.
much. Actually, we have quite a number of them who have subscribed to our channel.
Okay.
And we are really, really happy to have them. It is always best when we can fight diabetes from every corner of the world.
Yes.
Because we want the world to be free of diabetes.
Yes.
Thank you and God bless you.
Bye.